Time is an illusion. No, time is not an illusion. This is a common misconception that is often quoted by those who believe that it is a deep wisdom and something which is needed to be understood in order to move forward in their spiritual development. So, time isn't an illusion. What is it then? And how do you move through time as easily as you move through space? I will leave the how aside for now and address the nature of time for now. When the word illusion was borrowed in the mid-14th century from Old French, it meant scorning or derision. Over time, this grew to be less negative and more associated with sensory confusion. The word comes from the Latin illusionem, which meant mocking or jeering. That traces to illudere, a verb for mock, that literally meant to play with. It contains the prefix in, meaning at or upon, and the main part is ludere, to play. This is particularly highlighted by the popular game Ludo. This also shows up in words like prelude, ludicrous, collusion, but those are stories for another time. Ludere comes from the Proto-Indo-European reconstruction of leit, also meaning to play. Since it was popularized in the early 18th century, illusion has been increasingly in usage, seemingly peaking in the 1970s. Of course, in contemporary times, the meaning has pretty much been reduced to the noun, an erroneous perception of reality, an erroneous concept or belief, the condition of being deceived by a false perception or belief. Time is none of these, and rather than being a thing worthy of mockery, it is actually a valued and significant artifact of known reality. An artifact, yes. Time, in terms of linear time as you currently experience it, is the product of what are known as time matrices, which are used to create spaces of reality that are contained within and function as a framework for a time-space reality. Do you follow? I'm struggling to picture it, though intellectually I can follow the words you're saying. So why even bother with the linear time? Or any time, linear or not? Why go to all that trouble just to put delays between the things that you want and the having of those things? Simply, it is to create experiences of reality which can only be accessed within a linear time matrix. For example, in the dimensional realms outside of time, there is no delay between the intention of consciousness and the manifestation of that intent into form, immediately accessible by the consciousness that summoned it. Let us say that the intent of the consciousness is the desire to have a tree in the center of his garden. He would like to taste the fruit of that tree and enjoy the shade of its boughs on a sunny day. Outside of time, the tree would be there tailored to their desire in the instant the intent was pulsed out. There is nothing wrong with this, and it is how all such things go in the realms outside of time. However, consider the same intent now pulsed out from a consciousness whilst within a linear time matrix. To achieve that same result, the consciousness must now take an active part in its manifestation. You must now choose a tree species, plant the seed at the right moment, attend to it, give it his awareness and attention as the seed moves through the process of growth. Process is the key to this understanding. Process, the time it takes to manifest a thing, and the sequential steps which are required in order for that thing to become manifest. There are many deep learnings, wisdoms, and emotional growth that can be only achieved through the experience of time. When experienced in a high vibrational state of consciousness, it is a highly sought after and engaged in experience, and it is the primary source of demand for vessels of physicality. So it's kind of like an experience school or lesson or something like that. Yes, it is that, and many other things. It is also the most popular form of what you would call a holiday or a vacation. A holiday? From what? When you exist outside of time, it is not only manifestation which is instant, it is also access to and awareness of information within the field. It is constant and ever fluctuating, never ending, because there was never a beginning. When we enter into physicality, especially within a co-creational reality held within a time matrix, we choose to reduce our levels of connection to the awe of reality outside of time. This has the metaphysical effect of going to sleep for the consciousness. It allows for the experience of the unknown, and therefore the sensation of discovery, and most importantly, to create the fertile ground for unique experience. Unique experience is the foundational principle of all of reality. It is the driving urge of all things that exist. Unique experience. Yes. If there was such a thing as a holy text for those who exist in the realms outside of time, it would probably begin with something like this. In the beginning was the consciousness, and the first intent was pulsed. Unique experience was the intent that was pulsed and became the first urge. The first unique experience to come into being was love, which became the earth from which all other things would emerge. The second was gratitude for the experience of the first, and became the lens of the sky through which all other things would be perceived. The third followed almost instantly the second, and it was the experience of excitement and anticipation for the potentiality of all of the realities that were soon and forever to follow. Or something like that, anyway. That was beautiful. And I can't help but feel the ring of truth in it, on a level I don't think I've felt before. Get used to that. It's only going to get stronger as time goes by. Ah, ah, ah. Very funny.